Gemini, before we go deep into anything, I want you to slow your breathing for a moment, because something is moving toward you, an energy strong enough to make your heart tremble in a way you might not even realize at first. Not because you haven't tried, not because you don't deserve something great, but because you've gotten used to holding everything together on your own, used to standing alone in the sudden turns of life, used to hiding your confusion behind a smile you don't know who to share with. But if you're hearing these words, this is not accidental. Gemini is never randomly led to a message. You are pulled here by an intentional coincidence, by an invisible wind from the universe whispering, "It's time." Maybe you felt it these past few days. That feeling suspended between hope and doubt, between intuition whispering and logic murmuring, between expectation and the fear of being hurt again. Gemini always senses the flow before it happens. And this time, it's not small. Something is preparing to shift in your life, a clarity, a door opening, a new stream of energy you've never touched before. And I want you to know, you're not hearing wrong. You're not imagining it. This is the moment life begins to answer the questions you've carried for so long. If you feel your heart warming a little, if your body leans forward as if wanting to hear more, that's the signal. And before we go deeper, if you feel ready to step into a major transformation, colored by clarity and alignment, leave a short comment, like, "I'm ready for my clarity shift." And remember to like and subscribe, not just to support me, but so you don't miss any message the universe is sending specifically to Gemini at this time. Now, find yourself a cup of tea, a coffee, or anything that helps you feel at ease. Sit down for a moment, because what's coming next may change the way you see yourself. Shall we begin? Part 1. The Shift of Power Awakening Within Gemini. Gemini, before we go deeper into today's message, I want you to take a moment to truly feel where you're standing in your own journey. You may not realize it, but these past few days, you've changed so much. Not on the outside, not in what others can see, but deep within where your mind and intuition have been colliding and gently shifting in ways you can barely put into words. Gemini is always the sign that hears the universe through the subtlest signals. You can feel change before it even happens. A tiny intuition, a slight tightening in your chest, a strange silence in the world around you. And if you're honest with yourself, you know it clearly something has shifted, as if an invisible door just clicked open, as if something is moving behind the curtain where you can't see it, but you can absolutely feel it. Do you notice it? For months, you've been living in a state of hoping yet guarded, always ready to pivot, always carrying plan B, C, D for everything. Gemini has been used to overthinking, analyzing too deeply, and sometimes exhausting yourself, trying to understand things the universe wasn't ready to reveal. You've worked, you've tried, you've searched for direction, yet there was still that thin layer of fog in front of you, not enough to stop you, but enough to keep you from feeling at peace. But now, that energy is splitting apart, gently, clearly, slowly, and it's moving toward you. A major shift is preparing to take place in your financial sector, but not the unexpected lucky money type. No, this energy doesn't come from coincidence. It comes from alignment, the straightening of the line between you and everything you have been planting over time. This is the sweet fruit of your persistence, even when nobody saw it. The reward of those nights you said, "I'm fine," when your heart was barely holding on. The universe's soft nod saying, "Now it's your turn." And most importantly, this hits directly at what Gemini craves the most: clarity. Not just money, not just opportunity, but answers the questions you've carried for so long that you almost accepted you might never know. But the universe never lets a Gemini walk in uncertainty for too long, because for you, clarity is oxygen, the thing that keeps your mind breathing, the thing that allows your intellectual wings to open again after being hurt. Today, you are being called here not to hear a prophecy, but to hear a confirmation. A whisper so soft, yet incredibly powerful. The shift has begun. You may have sensed it through your intuition suddenly becoming stronger, through clearer dreams, through moments when you remembered something that seemed meaningless, or through a morning when you woke up feeling, today is different. And that is the first opening of energy, the alignment portal lighting up. If your heart is beating a bit faster, if your eyes are leaning closer to the screen, or if your mind just whispered, maybe this is true, then Gemini, you're not hearing wrong. This is for you. And before I guide you deeper into the next layers of energy pouring into Gemini, if you feel you're aligned with this message, leave a short comment, like, I'm ready to receive my alignment. It not only helps you connect with the opening energy, but also helps this video reach other Geminis who need to hear this. And remember to subscribe not for me, but because this is your awakening season, and I don't want you to miss any more signs. Stay a little longer, Gemini. Slow down, drop your shoulders, because the next part will go deeper, and it may make you look back at your journey under a completely different light. Part 2. The astrological and tarot energies opening the path for Gemini. Gemini. If the previous part was the universe knocking on your door, then this part is when we open that door and look inside, where astrology, energy, and the tarot cards are aligning themselves in a structure so perfect you can't possibly think it's all just coincidence. No. This is a form of precision from the universe, something you, with your sharp intuition and brilliant mind, always recognize earlier than any other sign. In this moment, 3 major energies are shifting most powerfully around your life: Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus. And the interesting thing is that all 3 are touching the exact energetic zones Gemini uses as naturally as breathing: intelligence, communication, unexpected opportunities, and expansion. Mercury, your ruling planet, is where everything begins. Mercury's energy is something Gemini knows too well: quickness, flexibility, the ability to see connections others miss. But this week or this month, Mercury isn't just a resource. It becomes a catalyst. You might accidentally say the right thing to the right person, send an email at the perfect time, post content on the perfect topic, or meet someone on the exact frequency you need. And a tiny moment of communication alignment is enough to create a significant financial turning point. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and prosperity, is standing in an incredibly favorable position for Gemini. But what's special here isn't passive luck. For Gemini, Jupiter is acting like an amplifier. Whatever you say, think, sign, or whoever you connect with, everything becomes magnified and spreads in a positive direction. A small opportunity can become a big one. A small conversation can become a major career shift. An idea you typed into your phone notes can become something that generates real income. Uranus, the planet of surprise and breakthrough, adds an element that fits Gemini perfectly: unexpected, yet perfectly timed. This energy may show up as an unexpected collaboration invitation, a sum of money you forgot about, a sudden investment opportunity, information you hear by chance that ends up being highly valuable. It appears suddenly, but in a way so fitting you'll find yourself saying, I knew it. I felt this before it happened. In tarot, the combination of the cards at this time almost calls your name directly. The Magician, the card carrying Gemini's energy, representing someone who knows how to turn ability into opportunity. It says you already have enough tools, intelligence, and maturity to create the financial leap that's approaching. This isn't the time to wait. This is the time to activate everything you've been carrying within you. Wheel of Fortune, the turning of the wheel. Just one small shift of this wheel can take you from trying but not seeing results to everything happening all at once. That is the alignment mentioned in the previous part. Ace of Swords, the card of clarity and timely decisions. An important piece of information, a confirmation, a signing opportunity, or even a casual comment that opens a new flow of income for you. This is the card of clarity, the very thing Gemini's heart needs the way light needs dawn. When combined, Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus, and this trio of cards create a message that is extremely clear. The breakthrough moment comes through words, connections, and sudden clarity. You don't need to chase opportunities. Opportunities find you through information delivered at the right moment. It may be an email you didn't expect, a contract you thought was paused, a message that opens a new direction, a conversation that changes how you view money and your future, or a legal decision that frees your finances. Gemini, the you of today is no longer someone who uses intuition just to guess your way through. You're stepping into a phase where you use intelligence plus clarity plus cosmic timing to attract what belongs to you. And if you feel this energy touching the exact part of you that needs awakening, leave a gentle comment. I am open to receive clarity and abundance. Don't forget to subscribe as well, so whenever the universe sends a signal, you'll always be the first to hear it. Keep your breath steady, Gemini. The next part will go even deeper into what you've been trying to understand for so long. Shall we continue? Part 3. The collapse of old patterns and the liberation of the mind. Gemini, if you're here, chances are you're exhausted from having to think, predict, analyze, and try to understand everything all at once. No one truly sees the battles happening inside your mind, where hundreds of thoughts run parallel, where emotions and logic sometimes blend into tangled strings. Only you know how to unravel, yet sometimes even you don't have the strength left. Gemini is the sign of intellect, but that very intellect can sometimes become the invisible cage that traps your spirit. You receive too many signals at once. You feel too many energies at once. You see too many possibilities at once. And so you end up stuck in a spinning wheel only you can hear. That wheel has been spinning for so long that you can't measure it by dates on a calendar, only by sleepless nights, heavy sighs, and those moments you stare into the future and ask yourself, I wonder if there will ever be a day when things feel simpler. Your old cycle is full of silent patterns that have blocked you from stepping into a higher energetic level, a mind trapped in questions without answers, not believing in your own worth, even though you're always the one lifting others up. The fear of loss, especially because you've lost before. The fear of making mistakes, even though you learn fast from them. The fear of being misunderstood, because you've spent your whole life having to explain yourself. And of course, unstable finances, because your energy has been scattered into too many directions, thoughts, responsibilities, emotions, other people. Gemini, you are never weak. You're just too aware, too sensitive, too attentive, too conscious of everything around you. But there is one thing you've never truly allowed yourself to understand. You are not a victim of your mind. You're simply living inside an old pattern, a version of Gemini programmed by past wounds, expectations, fears, and the things you forced yourself to survive. And now, right in this phase, the universe is disarming that entire cycle. Can you see it? There are days when suddenly you don't worry as much as before. There are mornings you wake up with a lighter mind, even if nothing in the physical world has changed. There are moments when you no longer force yourself to accommodate others. There are conversations that make you realize, I've grown. I'm not who I used to be. That is the shift. You're not becoming colder. You're not becoming careless. You're simply liberating yourself. Liberating yourself from being the strong one for everyone. Liberating yourself from carrying responsibilities that were never yours. Liberating yourself from family expectations, societal expectations, and even your own. Liberating yourself from the fear of repeating old mistakes. Liberating yourself from the belief that I must be enough first to deserve good things. A cycle is collapsing, but not to make you suffer, to make you free. There is a special form of liberation reserved for Gemini that not every sign receives. Mental freedom. Freedom of the mind before the money flows in. Your current self is being recalibrated by the universe to receive what is coming. Because for Gemini, when the mind is clear, actions become sharp, opportunities come all at once. Money flows naturally. The universe cannot send abundance to a mind stuck in self-doubt. But the moment you stop doubting yourself, the cosmic door opens wide, as if it always belonged to you. If you truly feel you're in the process of breaking an old cycle, leave a gentle comment, a small declaration to yourself, I release what no longer serves me. And don't forget to subscribe so you always receive messages at the right time, right when you need them, right when the energy opens, right when the universe is calling Gemini by name. Take a deep breath. We're about to move into part 4, where your 4 financial gateways begin to open. Part 4. The 4 financial doors opening for Gemini. And don't forget to subscribe so you always receive messages at the right time, right when you need them, right when the energy opens, right when the universe is calling Gemini by name. Door number 1. The return of a proposal or project you thought was dead. Gemini, have you ever had an old project? An idea you once loved but had to abandon because of time, circumstances, or emotions, or a proposal you couldn't accept because the situation just didn't allow it? If so, know this. It's coming back. But this time, it's not the small opportunity it once was, it's the upgraded version. As if you had to go through a cycle of growth to be mature enough, clear enough, strong enough to receive it. This return is not the past returning, it is the past coming back in a new form. It may be a former partner wanting to collaborate again, a creative project once left unfinished, an idea you always believed had big potential, a job or company that once wanted you but you weren't ready. This time, you'll feel it clearly. Oh, the universe didn't forget me. And you'll also see that the version of you now is ready to turn that opportunity into real income. 2-1. Door number 2. Money. Coming through paperwork, contracts, approvals, or legal matters. Mercury energy, your ruling planet, is extremely active during this period. This means your finances may be unlocked through an approval email, a contract about to be signed, administrative document, a legal decision, a message from a financial institution, loan divided by support approval, a file you once submitted now being approved, or simply a text message that opens an entire new flow of income. For Gemini, money rarely comes from waiting, but from communication, a conversation, an email, a chance meeting, a late-night message, and sometimes just one sentence. Let's move forward. is enough to change your entire financial flow. This door arrives in a logical, clear, structured way, yet perfectly timed, and it will make you say, "Finally, things are starting to make sense." 300 door. Number 3. An unexpected sum of money from the dark corner you never saw coming. Gemini is the sign of surprises, and the universe loves sending you surprises that are truly surprising. It may be interest from an investment you forgot about, someone from the past suddenly paying you back, a refund you didn't know existed, an old account you never checked, a fund you assumed was lost, returning to you, or a sum of money arriving as a perfectly timed rescue. What's interesting is that this door often appears when you're tired, when you've released expectation and simply started living. The universe has a strange habit with Gemini. When you stop trying to control, you begin to receive. This money may not be the largest amount, but it is the strongest signal that your financial flow has truly activated. 4. Door. Number 4. Amperes. Quiet figure who has been observing your energy. This is the destiny door. A certain individual, possibly a collaborator, recruiter, leader, investor, or someone you would never expect, has been quietly observing you for some time. They see in you intelligence, sensitivity, the ability to connect, flexibility, and especially the energy to create value. They didn't show up earlier because the universe didn't want them to meet you before you were ready. But now, things are different. You've broken the old cycle. You've grown. You have clarity. And when this person steps in, they won't come with vague promises, but with a real proposal, something that can open a new income stream or a major path forward. They are the bridge, the catalyst, the key figure in the expansion chapter of your finances, and you will feel it the moment they appear. Gemini, in this part, I want you to truly relax and allow yourself to imagine for a moment, not to daydream, but to open to possibility. When your energy begins to align, when your mind is freed from old patterns, something fascinating happens. The universe doesn't send you one opportunity, it sends 4. 4 doors, 4 openings, 4 completely different financial streams that share one truth. They already belong to you. You just weren't at the right timing to receive them. Part 5. The final awakening. The light of truth and your self-upgrade. Gemini, if you've made it to this part, it means your soul is finally ready to face what the universe has wanted you to know for a very long time. The final awakening, a truth, a light, a missing piece that, once you see it, will shift the entire direction of your life. Not in a dramatic way, but in a way so clear that you'll ask yourself, why didn't I see this sooner? For Gemini, the sign of intellect, quick intuition, and sensitive perception, you usually feel the truth long before it arrives. You sense the imbalance in someone's energy. You notice the small signs others overlook. You feel the strange pauses in their words, their eyes, the shifts in a situation. But because you're too kind, too eager to keep everything stable, you stay silent. You give people extra chances. You soften the truth with gentler explanations. But that time is over. In the next few days or weeks, the universe will place a truth in your hands, not to hurt you, but to free you from what you've been holding on to for far too long. A sentence, an action, a coincidence, a piece of information, a moment you cannot ignore, and it will make you exhale deeply, because you won't just see the truth, you will feel it. This truth will involve a person, a relationship, a collaboration, an opportunity. or a loop you've been stuck in for years. It doesn't come to break you. It comes to shift you into a new version of yourself. A version of Gemini who no longer worries about what others think, tries to please everyone, doubts their own worth, wastes energy on what doesn't reciprocate, forces themselves to be fine, but instead becomes the version who sees everything clearly, sets boundaries, respects their own emotions, acts from clarity instead of fear, understands what belongs to them and what should be released. This truth is like a beam of light shining into the last dark corner of your mind, the corner that has been making you hesitate, feel uncertain, or lose direction. Once it lights up, you'll realize, oh, I've known this all along. I'm just finally strong enough to face it today. And that moment, the moment you face the truth, is when your upgrade happens. Not an external upgrade, but an internal one. Sharper thinking, stronger emotional stability, heightened intuition, aligned energy, clear direction. The inconsistent Gemini of the past disappears, and in its place stands a Gemini who knows exactly what they want, who they want, and which path is theirs. This is why the universe must clear things out before money and major opportunities arrive. Not because you weren't worthy, but because the universe doesn't give gifts to your old version. Only the new version, strong, sharp, mature, can hold what's coming. You're entering an important financial cycle from 2025 to 2034, a 9-year cycle that will define your career, finances, and overall life energy. And to step into that cycle, you need one thing: clarity. Absolute clarity. The truth that's coming is the final gift to help you achieve that clarity. Gemini, if you feel something shifting inside you, even just a little, if you feel you've changed or are about to change, share it in the comments. Just one sentence is enough. I'm stepping into my new self. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any message during this powerful awakening cycle. The universe is speaking loudly to Gemini, and I want you to always be the first to hear it. Get ready. Because after truth comes freedom. After freedom comes opportunity. And after opportunity comes the life you were meant to have all along. Gemini, if you've stayed until this moment of the video, take a moment for yourself and feel what is shifting inside you. Because today's messages aren't meant to sound pretty, sound comforting, or sound coincidental. Everything you've just moved through the 4 financial doors, the mental liberation, the awakening truth, and the astrological alignment is creating something far more important than any number, a new version of you. Perhaps the deepest lesson you can carry with you today is this: nothing arrives late when it arrives at the right time for your soul. And for Gemini, that moment is when your intellect, your heart, and your destiny meet at the same point: clarity. What the universe wants you to understand is, when you allow yourself to step out of old cycles, you create space for the new to flow in. When you stop doubting yourself, life stops doubting you. When you face the truth, you redirect your future. And when you believe you are worthy, finances, opportunities, connections, and the guidance of the universe will find you more easily than you think. This message isn't just for you to hear, it's for you to live. Not just to make you feel better for a few minutes, but to help you enter the 2025-2034 cycle with brighter, clearer, stronger energy. If any part of this video touched you, if any sentence made you pause and reflect, feel free to share it in the comments. Even just one line. What did you learn? What are you ready to release? Which door are you choosing to step into? I read every comment, and each one not only helps this video reach further, but also creates a resonance field for other Geminis who need to hear this message. And if this message feels aligned with your frequency, Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the next signals from the universe, especially the ones meant just for Gemini. Gemini, you are strong enough to step into a new chapter. You are bright enough to see the road ahead, and you are mature enough to receive what has belonged to you for a long time. Your final affirmation: I am ready to step into my new self. Thank you for offering your time, your heart, and your presence to walk through this journey with me. See you in the next message, where the universe will bring you another door.